Top 10 Most Powerful Countries in 2026. The Grand Chessboard. Welcome to 2026. If the early 2020s were defined by a great reset, 2026 is defined by the great competition. We are no longer living in a world of a single undisputed superpower. We are in a high-stakes, multipolar era where power is a cocktail of traditional hard power, tanks and nukes, and 21st century soft power, semiconductors, cultural exports, and digital influence. In this video, we aren't just looking at who has the most money, we are looking at who can project that money across oceans. We are looking at who controls the algorithms that shape public opinion and the energy grids that power entire continents. From the shifting dunes of Saudi Arabia to the high-tech laboratories of South Korea, this is the definitive ranking of global influence in 2026. 10. Saudi Arabia, the energy architect. Primary power driver, global energy sector dominance and strategic investment. 2026 nominal GDP estimate, $1.1 trillion. Military rank, 22, global firepower. By 2026, Saudi Arabia has successfully moved into the harvest phase of its Vision 2030 initiative. For decades, the kingdom was viewed merely as an oil pump for the West. Today, it is a global investment powerhouse. Under the leadership of Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, the Public Investment Fund, or PIF, has become one of the most influential entities in global finance, owning significant stakes in everything from professional sports leagues to Silicon Valley tech firms. Energy leverage. While the world pushes toward a green transition, 2026 data shows that the global economy still rests on a foundation of fossil fuels. Saudi Arabia remains the central banker of oil. Through its leadership in OPEC+, the kingdom effectively sets the price of energy for the planet. When Saudi Arabia decides to cut production, gas prices in Ohio and London rise, making it one of the few nations that can directly influence the inflation rates of its rivals. The post-oil pivot. The kingdom is currently showcasing NEOM, its $500 billion futuristic city. By April 2026, the first phases are operational, proving to the world that Saudi Arabia is serious about becoming a global hub for logistics in renewable energy. Its power isn't just in the ground anymore, it's in its ability to bankroll the future. 9. France, the diplomatic maverick. Primary power driver, strategic autonomy, and European leadership. 2026 nominal GDP estimate, $3.5 trillion. Military rank, 7, global firepower. France in 2026 remains the European Union's leading military power and its most vocal diplomatic strategist. Unlike its neighbors, France has always insisted on strategic autonomy, the idea that Europe should be able to defend itself and make its own decisions without being a vassal to the United States or China. Military projection. France is one of the few nations with a blue water navy capable of operating across the globe. It maintains a permanent military presence in Africa, the Middle East, and the Indo-Pacific. In 2026, the French military is highly modern, featuring the Rafale fighter jet and a nuclear-powered aircraft carrier, making it a critical player in any global conflict. Cultural and diplomatic weight. France's power is also deeply soft. It consistently ranks in the top 5 of the global soft power index, from the luxury houses of LVMH to its massive influence in the United Nations. France uses its culture and language to maintain a sphere of influence that far exceeds its geographical size. In 2026, France acts as the bridge between the global north and the global south. Number 8. Japan, the high-tech fortress. Primary power driver, technological innovation and maritime security. 2026 nominal GDP estimate, $4.4 trillion. Military ranking, number 8. In 2026, Japan is facing a massive demographic crisis at home, but its global power has never been more relevant. As China expands its naval presence, Japan has effectively transformed itself into a high-tech fortress. Economic and tech dominance. Japan remains the world's leader in robotics, advanced materials, and engineering. While it was recently overtaken by India in total GDP, Japan's quality of wealth is immense. It controls the specialized machinery that allows other countries to manufacture semiconductors and smartphones. If Japan stops exporting its high-precision tools, global manufacturing grinds to a halt. Maritime power. The Japanese Maritime Self-Defense Force, or JMSDF, is currently one of the most capable navies in the world. In 2026, Japan has significantly increased its defense spending to 2% of its GDP, a historic shift. It is a key node in the Quad, alongside the US, India, and Australia, serving as the front line of defense in the Pacific. Number 7. South Korea, the arsenal of democracy. Primary power driver, advanced technology, and defense exports. 2026 nominal GDP estimate, $1.9 trillion. Military ranking, number 5. In South Korea's ascent to the number 7 spot is one of the most remarkable stories of 2026. It is no longer just the land of K-pop and Samsung, it is the arsenal of democracy, the defense boom. As global tensions rose in 2024 and 2025, South Korea filled a massive void in the global arms market. In 2026, South Korea is a top-tier arms exporter, providing tanks, howitzers, and fighter jets to NATO nations and Middle Eastern powers. Unlike other nations that take years to deliver hardware, South Korea's industrial speed is legendary. Tech and soft power. South Korea remains the world's semiconductor hub. Its dominance in AI-integrated hardware and 6G telecommunications makes it indispensable to the global tech supply chain. Culturally, the Hallyu wave, K-dramas, music, and food has given Korea a level of likability that few other nations can match, allowing it to punch far above its weight in international diplomacy. Number 6. Germany, the continental anchor. Primary power driver, European economic integration and industrial strength. 2026 nominal GDP estimate, $5.3 trillion. Military ranking, number 12. Germany is the economic heartbeat of Europe. In 2026, it has solidified its position as the world's third economy, benefiting from a massive Zeitenwende, turning point in its national policy. Industrial resilience. After the energy shocks of the early 2020s, Germany has successfully pivoted its industrial base towards green hydrogen and high-end EV manufacturing. Its power is rooted in its Mittelstand, the thousands of medium-sized family-owned companies that dominate global niches in engineering. The new military role. For decades, Germany was a reluctant military power. In 2026, that has changed. With a dedicated $100 billion defense fund and a commitment to 2% GDP spending, Germany is modernizing its military at a pace not seen since the Cold War. As the leader of the European Union, Germany's power is collective. When it speaks for the economic might of 27 nations.
5. United Kingdom, the soft power superpower. Primary power driver, diplomatic networks, finance, and AUKUS. 2026 nominal GDP estimate, $3.6 trillion. Military rank, number 6, global firepower. Many predicted the UK's decline post-Brexit, but by 2026, the nation has re-emerged as a specialized global power. Its strength is less about manufacturing and more about connectivity. Financial and legal hub. London remains the world's premier financial center, particularly in the fields of green finance and fintech. The UK's legal system is the standard for international business, giving it a unique form of legal power that binds global trade together. AUKUS in defense. The UK is a critical pillar of the AUKUS Security Pact, working with the US and Australia to counter influence in the Indo-Pacific. This has revitalized the UK's defense industry, particularly in nuclear submarine technology and AI-driven warfare. With its Global Britain strategy, the UK remains the world's most effective middle power, using its intelligence networks and language to stay at the center of global events. 4. India, the emerging giant. Primary power driver, demographic dividend, and tech-driven growth. 2026 nominal GDP estimate, $4.5 trillion. Military rank, number 4, global firepower. India in 2026 is the world's fastest-growing major economy. It has overtaken Japan and Germany in total GDP on a PPP basis and is rapidly closing the gap in nominal terms. Demographic power. With the world's largest population, India has a youthful workforce that is the envy of the aging West and China. This demographic dividend is fueling a massive manufacturing boom as companies diversify away from China, the China Plus One strategy. Strategic autonomy. India's power is unique because it refuses to join a specific bloc. It maintains strong ties with the US and Europe while remaining a key member of the BRICS alliance. In 2026, India is the voice of the Global South, acting as a mediator in global conflicts and a leader in digital public infrastructure. Its massive military, including a growing fleet of indigenous aircraft carriers, makes it the dominant force in the Indian Ocean. 3. Russia, the hard power disruptor. Primary power driver, nuclear deterrence and resource leverage. 2026 nominal GDP estimate, $2.5 trillion. Military rank, number 2, global firepower. Russia's position in 2026 is a paradox. Its economy is smaller than many on this list, but its disruptive power is unmatched. The war economy. By April 2026, Russia has fully transitioned into a war economy. It has the largest tank fleet in the world and a massive battle-hardened military. While sanctions have isolated it from the West, Russia has deepened its ties with China, Iran, and North Korea, creating a parallel order that challenges Western sanctions. Energy and nuclear influence. Russia remains a nuclear titan, possessing the world's largest stockpile of warheads. Beyond weapons, its state-owned company, Rosatom, is the world's leading builder of nuclear power plants, giving Russia long-term geopolitical leverage in Africa, Asia, and the Middle East. As long as Russia controls a significant portion of the world's energy and grain, it will remain a top-tier power.
2. China, the industrial challenger. Primary power driver, manufacturing supremacy, and tech sovereignty. 2026 nominal GDP estimate, $20.6 trillion. Military rank, number 3, global firepower. China is the only nation that can truly challenge the United States for global leadership. In 2026, it is no longer just the world's factory, it is the world's innovator. Tech dominance. China leads the world in green technology, electric vehicles, also known as EVs, and high-speed rail. In 2026, Chinese companies like BYD and Huawei are setting global standards for the next generation of digital and physical infrastructure. Its Belt and Road Initiative, BRI, has entered a high-quality phase, focusing on digital Silk Roads and green energy. Military modernization. The People's Liberation Army Navy is now the largest in the world by hull count. China's focus on hypersonic missiles and AI-driven cyber warfare has made the Western Pacific a high-risk zone for any rival. While it faces internal economic challenges, China's ability to mobilize its 1.4 billion people and massive industrial base makes it a formidable number 2. Number 1, United States, the resilient superpower. Primary power driver, cross-domain dominance and alliances. 2026 nominal GDP, $31.8 trillion. Military rank, number 1, global firepower. As of April 2026, the United States remains the undisputed leader of the global order. Its power is comprehensive. It doesn't just lead in one area, it leads in almost all of them. Economic and financial might. The U.S. economy has shown incredible resilience, led by a massive boom in artificial intelligence and domestic semiconductor manufacturing, fueled by the CHIPS Act. The U.S. dollar remains the world's reserve currency, giving Washington a level of financial sanction power that no other nation possesses. Military and alliances. The U.S. military budget of $895 billion is larger than the next 10 countries combined. With military bases in over 80 countries and a network of alliances, NATO, AUKUS, and Quad, the U.S. can project power into any corner of the globe within hours. The cultural anchor. Hollywood, Silicon Valley, and American universities remain the world's most powerful soft power engines. In 2026, the US remains the place where the world's most talented people want to move, work, and innovate. Final thought: who controls 2035? As we look at the board in 2026, the Avengers are in place, but the question remains: will the world stay multipolar, or will the tech race in AI and fusion energy create a new single winner? Drop your thoughts in the comments section, and if you enjoyed this breakdown and want more deep global rankings like this, hit that like button, subscribe for more powerful content, and drop a comment. Which country do you think will be #1 by 2030? Because one thing is certain, this ranking, it's far from finished.